free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline. Very,
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Terry Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises live at 7 a.m. every weekday morning to help you become the absolute best entrepreneur that you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Personal development. Here we focus on the one-page life plan as our main product, but other than that, we give tons of free content out to help inspire entrepreneurs make change and improve themselves. And I'm trying to live by this myself. I am by no means perfect or even close to where we want to go, but I think it's a little more helpful to see stuff along the way than it is to just see somebody at the top and then they're just like, oh, do this. I think it's a lot more relatable, so it makes me really excited for everyone involved. And to get into it, I thought I had a couple questions on this, and I've been really pushing the weights and the health routines over the last 2 months or so. So I thought this would be really helpful, just kind of looking at a health and fitness routine. I had a couple of my clients asking about just being tired all the time. They're like, I want to get in shape and I want to grow my business. And tell me if this sounds familiar. You're trying to improve a side hustle, say you're already working, and then by the time it comes to like working out and doing all this, it's really hard and you're tired and you don't have a lot of time and this and that. So I found that to be, personally, there was a pretty long chunk of time where I just wasn't really lifting and I was just doing basic stuff at home just for time's sake to figure out what I was doing with this and figure out how some of my rental real estate projects were going. I definitely still had the time, but by the time I was done working for the day and I want to hang out with my girlfriend and some friends, and you know how it goes with fitness, it can slip to the side. So to get to the point, I'm going to go over my personal routine for working out and some other side things I do to make myself feel as good as possible. All of these things that I've included are really good for building up energy, for improving focus, and being able to just prime yourself to take action. By far the most important piece. Underestimated that starting out, but okay, let's go ahead and go to the board. I already have most of this stuff written out. I was just preparing everything last night, so wouldn't have to rewrite it, and we could just kind of focus on the talking points. So let's go ahead and go to the board, folks. We're going to go over health and fitness routine. This is not rocket science. Good morning. This is what I do. Please take, pick, prod, whatever it is that you want and see what works for you. Because what works for me will probably not work for you in the full capacity. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. Let's start with the health routine. So first off, lifting weights 3 times per week. Highly recommend. This is what has been working for me really well, to the threshold of not being absolutely tired and exhausted. When I was a lot younger, and even when my brother was around a lot more, and I had a few of my friends who I could lift weights with, it was like doing it every day. And that beat my body up too much, made me way too tired, and working on stuff like this, such as creating content shows, writing blogs, making sales calls, absolutely wasn't happening. So dialed it back, and now it's just lifting 3 times per week, just 3 times per week. And I go to a gym, a facility. I was always hesitant on going to a physical location, gym, but however, it turns out just going somewhere for a specific purpose and reason has made it a lot easier for me to take action consistently. So you can even take that within lifting, or you can take that through maybe you want to read or something like that. Maybe you're just finding a specific spot and a specific use for something that you want to do. And for me, I was just lifting more when I just started paying for this gym membership and then just having going there and also meeting somebody there, a friend. So I do the push, pull, legs method. So push, pull, legs. So it's essentially we're not going to get too much into this. There's so many workouts on the internet, and I'm also not a personal trainer. Just been working out for a while now. The push, we have all of your push muscles. So you can think of things like your shoulders, your chest, your triceps, or your pull muscles. This would be more like your biceps and your back versus your legs, just kind of committing a whole day to legs. I do that 3 times a week. That works really well for me for building muscle and shredding fat. Also, I do cardio 3 times per week. And cardio includes, and yes, one of these days is just walking. There's a day where I just go walk. I think walking is one of the best things that's ever happened to humans. And not only do I do it for just cardio, but I do this thing called mind wandering. And I'm writing a blog on it now, but it's just letting your mind relax, not taking any stimulation in, not even say, as much as I would love for you to listen to my content all the time, share it with your friends, give this video a like or share or comment on it. You still need to take a break from stimulation in general, and just going out on walks. I found that's when I come up with a lot of show ideas, a lot of blog writing ideas, just coming up with good exercises to work with clients, or maybe if it's even a health routine to come up with. It's good to let your mind wander and to relax and focus on nature. Going for a walk, that's one of them. Cardio. One of my cardios that I wasn't super into at first, and now I'm getting more and more into it. And yes, the guru life coach coming out of me, yoga. I thought it was lame for the longest time. Didn't like it. I thought it was too slow. But I'm doing it once a week, and my body genuinely feels better. My joints feel loose. They don't feel inflamed when I'm lifting weights. I just feel more flexible. I feel better stability when I'm walking. And then my last piece of cardio that I do is I run. So lift 3 times a week, and then cardio 3 times a week, and then one day I just absolutely do nothing. And that's what works for me. The other thing that I wanted to bring up that has been working really good for me is I sauna and use a tanning bed during the winter time. 2 times a week. This is what I do. I do 2 times a week, sauna and tanning bed. And so let's kind of get into explain a little bit. The sauna, there's something about just getting out, inducing a fever in your body, and then drinking a lot of really good water. Water quality is important. Drinking a lot of really good water, that just makes me feel like Superman. I just feel clean. I just feel ready to go. Saunas work really well for me. I do 25 minutes. That's kind of on the longer side of things at 150 degrees. However, that can vary for you and what you're doing, and depending on what facility you have access to. Because these things are expensive to build. So I get it. Not everyone has one at their house, but more and more bigger gyms and nicer facilities. I know the big gym that we live close to, they're getting one, or they already have one open, but we just have one accessible at the house. So we just use that one, of course. And then also tanning beds, So this one is more so if you struggle with seasonal depression. I wouldn't say I have depression, but I do have seasonal sadness. I think there's just something when I don't get a lot of sun and vitamin D. Tell me if you relate or if you think you do. Tanning beds are not super great for you, but they do in fact give you some vitamin D. I found it helpful. I use it 1 or 2 times a week for like 5 minutes. Nothing crazy, just enough to get some ray of sunshine into my body. It makes me feel really, really good personally. So I do that. I do it on a low setting just for 5 minutes, just to get some type of warmth and some type of vitamin D into my body, and it makes me feel pretty good. So I've been doing that, the sauna and the tanning bed. The other part of the fitness routine, Instagram, I don't know if you can see this far over to the right, is I'll do 15 minutes of meditation every day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. And it's getting better. At first, it absolutely sucked. And there's my life coach, when I'm working with him, he's always telling me, well, Tanner, just don't worry about being good at it. Because this can be really frustrating for people. We're just, dang, I suck at this. I'm going to quit it. I don't need to be doing that anymore. But the meditation for 15 minutes a day, I'm not doing 2 hours, 3 hours. And, we're in this industry as a life coach trying to support people. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't ever really do more than that, 15, 20 minutes. The longest I've ever done was an hour, and it was really, really hard. But it does help with focus. Imagine just not having a whole lot of thoughts and being able to just focus on what it is you're doing at the time. That's the greatest gift it's been giving me personally. I'm sure it affects everyone differently, depending on what you're working on, how you're feeling at the time, your state of health, where both mental and physical. I'm sure there's a ton of variables that will vary for you. But for me, the biggest thing is that my thoughts have just slowed down when I want them to slow down. And I find a lot of peace in that. So recommend meditation. I do 15 minutes a day. Maybe you just start with 1 minute. Maybe you start with 5 minutes. Maybe you just start with something small to just get going on it. But I do highly recommend it. There's companies like Headspace is really good. They have a Netflix show that I like a lot that just explains it. There's Calm, the app, and then there's Waking Up, the app, and then there's one more app that's really good. But you can find a meditation app. None of these people pay me to talk about them. I wish they did, maybe in the future. But I use those apps for meditation, or I just put a literal timer on my phone. And then I just click go and I set the phone down. I sit there, close my eyes, sit in a comfortable chair, and then just try and breathe and focus on a particular part of my body, whether it's my fingertips, whether it's like literally behind my face in my head or in my stomach. Sometimes I'll meditate when I don't feel good. I used to have a lot of stomach, not issues, but just pains. And I was having a hard time digesting meat and stuff like a few years back. And when I would just meditate and focus on my gut, that always made me feel better. So I don't know if you can relate to that. Maybe a particular body ailment, you focus on that. And you just breathe. And then the last goal, it's always good to have a goal. So there's going to be something that we are not doing and that we should be doing, right? And for me, so think in your own situation, what is one goal that you should add to your health routine? And mine would be to stretch more. My brother talks to me about this all the time. He's gotten super durable and freakishly athletic, if you ever have the pleasure to know the guy. But stretching more seems to be the secret sauce to reducing injuries, to flushing out inflammation, and a whole bunch of other healthy habits. But it takes a lot of time, and it's really slow. And I'm usually like, let's go. So that's why we induced yoga. We're trying to do more yoga, and we commit a whole exercise a day to that. And with that, it can lead to a goal of just stretching more, because you want to be stretching more. If you're really sore, then chances are you're probably not stretching enough and you're not drinking enough water. Chances are. So I found this health routine has been working for me. My current, I don't know if this is relevant or helpful or not, but my current body weight is 166 and I'm around 10% body fat. So, and then my goal is to get to 175 and be 8% body fat. That's my annual goal. So this is where we're at. We're on the route, trimming it up, trying to be leaner and leaner. Getting under 10 is kind of hard. You got to really watch what it is you're eating. But hey, we're in this industry. We're already trying to make ourselves as healthy as possible. Why not go for it, right? So that's my health routine. Pick and prod, choose whatever it is you want that you think you can benefit from. See what's helpful to you. All right, friends, family, cheers. I am out of here for the day. This was my health routine, episode 193. Got a lot of writing to do. If you haven't had the chance yet, I've been posting my blogs over on just my Facebook page and my LinkedIn as a PDF. If you guys want to ever read, if you want a nice informational read on a personal development topic. Other than that, got some work to do this weekend. I'm going to try and get it caught more up, and we'll have fun, fresh topics for the coming week. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing, fun-filled, fantastic Friday. Go get something done. Make yourself a little bit healthier. Do something for somebody you care about. Cheers to you all. Your life coach. I'm out of here. Until next time. Cheers, friends. I'm out. Episode 190.